후! Om nom nom. Hey, what's up, man? Sorry, I just got a partnership for the channel. It's not Raid Shadow Legends for one. It's also not paid, but I'll take what I can get. I get very few opportunities, so I had to send some emails. How you doing, man? I get like almost no opportunities, so it was an offer and I took it. Yeah, my mind's been really bullying me today, making me feel like I don't deserve anything, so kinda need to try to remember I do deserve things. It's hard to just break that mindset of not feeling deserving of anything and that I burden my family and you guys. It's been really rough. Yeah, this is only the second Survivor game I've actually liked. It's got a lot of unique stuff about it. There's too many of these games. They're all like almost exactly the same. But this one's got some beat 'em up elements to it, like positioning and how you control the enemies matters. It's not just walk around. There's a lot more to it. There's also a part of me, though, that just wishes that this was just a regular beat 'em up. Just, like, take these same sprites and, like, just make it a regular beat 'em up. Or maybe they'll add a mode like that. It definitely feels like they could. It's like so close to just being a regular beat 'em up, but I guess to make it, you know, actually sell copies, they had to make it into a Survivors clone. But it does have some pretty unique stuff. I'm liking it more than I thought I would. It was like, it's like $5. The price was nice. We're just getting a lot of levels, huh? Make a announcement about the partnership. I don't know how many of you guys will care. It's not a sponsorship for one, so it's not gonna fix my money problems. But like I said, it's for something I was already playing, so might as well take the opportunity. Well, they had 2 sponsorships. 2 sponsorships and, well, technically 3, but those guys bailed on me. I think they just stopped sponsoring anybody. I don't think it was necessarily because of me, but yeah, I don't get a lot of opportunities. Mostly because I just don't take all the shady ones. All the generic great Shadow Legends and shit. Like, I just won't play those. I've worked too damn hard on this channel for too long. For too little financial gain. To let random shitty games like that profit off me. I'm not willing to do that. Most of them pay dirt anyway. It's not worth the loss of dignity. At least if you ask me. I don't want brands just making me shill for them and then them not actually compensating me properly. And I want it to be products I would already use. Really not in any position to let random shitty mobile games piggyback off me. Most of them don't even pay that well anyways. It's like, is it really worth it? I personally think no. I guess it depends on your size. Yeah, most of them are like exactly the same. A lot of them have really trash art too. They're like not really appealing to look at. They're all like pretty much the same game. This one has a lot different about it, but I definitely do still wish this was just take these same assets and, you know, make a beat 'em up out of this. But you know, maybe they'll add a mode like that. You never know. Yeah, there's way too many of these games, I guess because they're cheap to make. And I also wonder how many of these games actually make money, because Vampire Survivors is like $3 or $5 or something. So now every Vampire Survivors clone has to be that price. And if it's more than that, like, no one's gonna buy it. So I guess that's a downside to making one of these. You have a higher chance of making a profit, but also you're doomed to a very low base price. So you need a lot of people to buy a game like this for it to still make money, even though they're cheap to make and people aren't expecting, like, you know, motion captured cutscenes and AAA voice actors and, you know, an 80-hour campaign. There's still some downsides to it. A lot of them don't stand out, that's the thing, it's the exact same game. Most of them don't stand out. I think I'm cooked. See if I can get a food here. Oh man, there was a room right there. Oh well. Oh, that looks cool. Well, the ones that have, like, shit arts, I think will have a harder time now, because this game's got much better art assets than Vampire Survivors. It does stand out with the beat-em-up elements of it, like the crowd control and learning how to avoid damage and stuff, but yeah, this definitely could just be a straight beat-em-up. There's like no reason why it couldn't be, but I guess. I don't know, a lot of the beat-em-ups that are coming out right now are not really very successful. A lot of them suck. I don't think they really deserve to be super successful, and you know, the standards have gone up so high from, like, Shredder's Revenge and Fight and Rage, Jitsu Squad, but probably with some fear, maybe they wouldn't sell. I'm like, man, this game's got incredible pixel art. A lot of Vampire Survivors games also look like mega cheap too. That's what I don't like about them. They look mega cheap and they don't really have much gameplay. The thing that makes this game stand out besides the pixel art is the fact that there's like beat-em-up elements to it. Like how you position the character, and there's the martial arts vibe to it as well, helps it stand out. A lot of these games, you just kind of play like a flat, static character, and you just shit out bullets and stuff. I don't really find that very interesting. I did play another game like this called Skybreakers. That one was pretty interesting because it wasn't auto-attack. You had a dodge and stuff. But that one deserves more success. That one had a really nice art style too. But in most of these games, you just kind of play a static sprite that just shits out bullets. I'm like, I'd rather just play a shmup for that, you know? Doesn't really appeal to me personally. Vampire Survivors has terrible pixel art. Pixel art in that game is really bad. I don't get why that game gets so many collabs, man. It's like, they really want me to try to play that game, but I hate the pixel art, and the gameplay is just like non-existent. But then they keep fucking getting like Castlevania and Contra collabs and stuff, so I'm like, man, I wish a better game would get that shit. They're putting like every Castlevania character in Vampire Survivors today. And I'm just like, man, why can't that go to a better game? Like anything but that game, man. Making me test my morals here. Putting like every Castlevania character with like full remixes and shit, but like the pixel art's still trash. I really don't like the art style on that game. Too like cheap Flash game kind of thing. Something I would play on like Nickelodeon.com or something. Not a fan. I'll definitely listen to the remixes that they made for Vampire Survivors. I'm not gonna really play that game. This one is way more up my alley with the martial arts stuff. definitely one of the better martial arts games to come out in a while. There haven't been that many. Despite the whole auto attack thing, it does really feel like a Jackie Chan movie. I think the hardest sell with this game, though, is going to be, like, people expecting, like, 800 characters, and I'm like, well, the sprite in this game has a lot of frames of animation, so... Vampire Survivors, the sprites look like shit, and they have, like, 3 frames of animation, so of course they can crap out, like, 12 characters an update, but, like, something like this, it'd be a lot of work. They definitely have to see some kind of good support with people buying it to even consider doing that. But I've seen a lot of people complaining about that because I was looking at the reviews before I bought it. I'm like, well, this guy that you play as, this Jackie Chan cosplayer, has like more animation than like the entirety of Vampire Survivors. So it's not really easy to make multiple characters. I mean, how else are they gonna add, like... They're adding, like, every Castlevania character to Vampire Survivors. And, like, they couldn't do that for the price that they charge with this level of pixel art. You just can't do it. Getting, like, no health drops. Give me some food. Some pretty crap seed. Eat some food. Boy's hungry. He's burning too many calories. Give me a food drop. I'm gonna get some luck. So, some food will drop, hopefully. Otherwise, this run is cooked. Well, indie games tend to follow trends. They tend to follow trends. You know, for a while it was... For a while it was like platformers, and then it was Metroidvanias for a while. Now it's like Hades clones and Vampire Survivors clones. I don't know, the thing about the current trends is that I don't really think that the games that started those trends are particularly great. I've never really been a big fan of Hades. I enjoyed that game, but I definitely don't think it's the best roguelike ever. A lot of people think that. Nothing wrong with that opinion, but I think that game is average. But, like, some of the clones have been a lot better. I liked Realm of Ink. I played that game earlier this month. I thought that game was better than Hades. That game's got enough unique about it to stand out. But yeah, there's a fuck ton of Hades clones now, too. There's like 1 million of those. There's an endless supply of them. I guess with roguelikes, though, it's easier to be better. It's like beat-em-ups and stuff, it's like way harder. It was the Souls-like clones as well. The problem with the Souls-like clones is that the expectations are way higher. Because the competition is FromSoft, who's got, like, you know, publisher money and stuff to make, like, massive games. But then the indie games, most of them you can beat in, like, a weekend, if not even, like, one sitting. It's like, it's really a lot harder to get somebody to buy one of those. Compared to, stuff like this. Really the only, like, Souls clones that even compete with FromSoft in terms of, like, content volume is pretty much the Team Ninja ones, but a lot of people don't like those because of the graphics, and they think the combat is too hard. But, like, If you want a Souls-like, those are like the only decent competitors. All the others are like no contest. That's why there's so many more of these games, because they're like way cheaper to make and people aren't expecting a life-changing 80-hour epic. Just want something to chill and play. It's decently interesting and addictive. It's always the same problem with the Souls clones. They have interesting ideas, but they just can't compete with FromSoft. A small team of like 10 to 20 people can't make a game of that scope. That's why Souls-likes are pretty much, there's FromSoft and there's Team Ninja. And then everybody else is like way below them. And like the Team Ninja games are really low budget, but they have much better combat. The builds are more interesting as well. And they're the only thing that comes close to FromSoft in terms of having a large amount of content. You know, not something you can finish in a weekend. That's probably why there's a lot less of those now. Most of them are probably making these games now. Wouldn't surprise me. I don't know, the Metroidvania era of indie game copycats was kind of interesting. There were some good games that came out of it for sure. There's a lot less of them now, though. Probably because there's, like, established really good games and it's hard to really compete with those. Just let me see what this is. You know, the Souls fans say that the combat is bad. I'm like, how is it bad? It's objectively better. Yes, there's jank and bullshit, but it's not like FromSoft games aren't immune to that either. It's the same thing that happens with, like, DMC and Ninja Gaiden players. There's a lot less of it now, but there was a lot of discourse between the two. People would always say that, you know, DMC enemies don't attack and it's brain dead and stuff, and, you know, the combos don't matter. There was always that kind of discourse. And now what's happening is those people are doing Souls games, and they complain that, you know, they look cheap, the combat is bad and too hard. I'm like, well, the combat is what sets it apart. The combat is the main reason to play those games. Like, if you're playing Souls games less for the combat and more for the atmosphere and storytelling, then yeah, Team Ninja games suck. If you care about the combat and you want, like, Diablo-style loots, but with more involved and challenging combat, like, those games can't be beat. They're like the best action RPGs on the market, but they're not really trying to directly compete with FromSoft. That's what sets them apart. A lot of the indie Souls-likes actually are trying to compete with FromSoft, but it's just not financially or logistically possible, because, you know, they got like probably 100+ people working on those games, and like if you're like a small indie team with like 20 people, you just can't make a game that size. It's the same complaint with all of them. There was that Italian-themed one that came out like last month, and it seemed like it had some interesting ideas, but it was also like buggy and broken and half-finished. And then like their roadmap for that game is barely any content. It's mostly bug fixes and listening to feedback. I'm like, man, I saw that. I wasn't interested in the game already, but I saw that and I was like, this feels like an early access roadmap, but it's like a full-priced $60 game. Like, I expect to see that kind of roadmap on like a early access game, or like they don't have like the optimization ready, and you know, but like that was a full-price $60 game, and the roadmap is basically just like apologizing. I'm like, yeah, well, your game's not gonna be successful. PC gamers in particular are starting to really lose patience with broken games that are barely playable. I'm definitely well past that point. I'm tired of that shit, man. My title refers to this game I bought called Wayfinder, which actually looked kind of interesting, but it stutters and runs like garbage. And they did the usual promise to fix it later. They did a patch this morning. I played it for like 20 seconds. It's still stuttering and lagging. I'm like, this just isn't worth my time, man. I have no shortage of other games to play, and neither does anybody else that's gaming on Steam these days. Like, people don't have infinite patience. Like, that's the kind of stuff that should be fixed right away. Like, if you're making an action game, like, the performance should be, like, solid. Like, the moment that you release it, none of this having to wait. Yeah, that Italian Souls-like game was like that, promising, like, performance improvements and stuff. I can't blame anybody for wanting to refund that. It's like there's so many games to play of like every single type you can think of. There's like so many visual novels and, and first-person shooters and roguelikes, even like beat-em-ups right now. I mean, the thing I'd say that doesn't really fit that, what I'm saying, is definitely Muso games. Nobody's really making indie Muso games. But other than that, like, everything has so much competition now. Like, if your game runs like garbage or it's buggy and broken, like, just people aren't gonna stick around because there's so many better choices. It sucks when you're like a new studio and you gotta compete with, you know, Japanese legendary games and stuff, but it's less that, it's more that those games didn't run like garbage. And they were functional at launch. They didn't have game-breaking bugs and constant stuttering and stuff. Like, there's definitely a difference. I wish I had the money to make, like, a Muso game or something. Or, like, just a roguelike with, like, character action gameplay. I would play that game forever. But definitely do not have the funds or the team to do something like that. Best I can do is what I do right now, is sometimes I get to beta test the games and give feedback. That's the limit of what I can do. I really don't think with my mental health the way it is, I could probably manage people. I don't think I could, personally. A nice idea, though. I've always dreamed of making a game, but I can barely survive through the month. I know better than to try. There's definitely some people that have, like, quit their jobs to make indie games, and some of them have actually, you know, turned it into a living, but it's pretty hard. It's even harder now with all the competition. Fuma, what Diablo 4 not Diablo 4, but Diablo 2 mod are you playing? Like, what's the difference with it? I think you were talking about it last time we were in the voice chat, but I do have that game. I just haven't played it much. I don't really care about the intended experience. I played the original enough when I was in high school. We'll have to look into the mods. I don't really have a lot of nostalgia for Diablo 2, despite, like, technically growing up with it, because I played it in like, middle school and high school. Like, I thought it was a good game, but, like, for me, it was mostly just... my mom and I played it. That was, like, the big thing for me, just playing the game with my mom was fun. But, like... I don't know. I'm weird. I grew up with a lot of Legendary franchises, but... a lot of the ones people really can't, you know, get past. I didn't really play that much. Huh. Can you send that to me on Discord, please? Appreciate it. Is it hard to install? How does it work with, like, the server? Don't you still have to connect to a server to play that game? Oh, really? I didn't know that. Oh man, the music is awesome. Whoa! Holy moly! Save the food. We got Muso attacks. Hell yeah. Oh more inventory space is nice. That's what I always hated about that game. Diablo 2. Give you like 3 inventory spaces. Especially coming from Neo and Stranger of Paradise, where they just give you like hundreds of spaces. Diablo 2, you have like 3 spaces. I remember putting stuff in the Horadric Cube just to have space. I always hated that about that game. I really like how they did it in Ghost Lore, where they had the... It wasn't a Horadric Cube, but it was called the Commodity Cube. And that was basically just a cube for trash items. You know, like consumables and stuff. That was a really cool feature. Like, stuff just automatically went in there, so... When you're managing your inventory, you didn't have to get rid of all that junk. It was mostly just... you know, actual gear. Oh. Rip. Let's play something else. I think I burnt through enough of this for today. It's a good game, though. I find it really weird that Diablo 4 doesn't have pay for stash space. Because, like, on Path of Exile, it's basically required. Path of Exile, from what I understand, which I've never played that game, but, like, it's basically required to buy stash space, but, like, Blizzard's so scared of the backlash they got from Diablo Immortal, announcing that at fucking BlizzCon when people were expecting Diablo 4. And, like, I would not mind paying, like, $20 to just not have to deal with the inventory so much. But they're so committed to just cosmetics. It's like, why? It's weird that they don't learn from, like, Dungeon Fighter, which is not much older than Diablo. Like, that's how they get you to spend money in that game. That's the first thing that they do. It's like the inventory space sucks, and it's like what, like $5 to max out your inventory and then get safe space. And like most people will buy that. You know, they might not buy the $30 packages. They might not buy the, you know, loot boxes to try to get rich. They might not buy those, but like people would buy that. I really don't get it. I think they need to change their stance a little bit, because you definitely have like not enough space in that game. It's way too little. You get a minuscule amount of space and you have to constantly go back to town. It's very strange, especially with like how much more loot drops now. Stuff that's worth picking up. Like, just let me pay $5. Let me pay $5 to just double my space. We'll have to look into this. Yeah, Dungeon Fighters was kind of the first free-to-play action RPG to do that, where if you don't spend a couple bucks, like, the inventory management is really miserable. It's smart, because it gets people used to spending money on the game. So it's really weird that Diablo 4 does not have that. I mean, one of the complaints right now I've seen is that nobody likes the Spiritborn costumes. I'm like, well, if the only thing you're selling is costumes, then, you know, those skins have to be on point. It's kind of just required. I think it would be better if they just sold storage. If people complained about it, I'm like, well, you know, people aren't buying the skins, so... I bought that Oni skin. That was the only one that looked cool. The other ones are like, you know, I don't mind paying for a skin if it looks nice to support the developers, but apparently, like, nobody's buying the Spiritborn skins. No one likes them. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of a problem when it's the only thing that you're selling in the game.
The system's coming!
Coming!
Here we go! A mini boss, huh? Can't wait!
Oh man, here they come! Bullseye!
Oh, that combo!
Bullseye!
This game's got its faults, but underrated for style play.
Nice! Let's keep it going!
Fuma, do you have any good videos of that mod? Before I install it.
Incoming. Watch out! Bullseye! Yeah!
Preferably one for the assassin.
Got you! Oh, dang. That one's super strong. Bullseye!
are you seeing these combos? Underrated style play game.
Pretty bad, you guys. That should do it. Looking pretty bad, you guys.
The loot is pretty boring, but the combat is
They wanna
fun.
take on the champ?
If they can make the loot better, this game would be a lot more longer lasting, but player count is pretty much plummeted. I did everything in this game in like 30 hours.
Oh, they took me down. Oh, they got me.
Here I go.
Damn, that was a kill combo right there.
Hey, nice.
Yeah, basically, it's like a character action game with Borderlands loots, but also much worse loot than Borderlands. There's like one build in this game, pretty much. Yeah, if you want a character action game with Diablo-style loot, it's definitely not as good as... The loot is kind of uninteresting, but... It's mostly just a lot of the moves have the same name, but... they have like different names, but it's the same move. They have like clone moves in this game. The DLC is fixing the problem slightly. Like, I'm using a bunch of the new moves right now. There's 2 more packs after this. There's gonna be 2 more for the next 2 weeks. So hopefully they add some more moves. Well, the problem with Diablo 2 pixel art is that it runs at half the frame rate. If you're like me and your eyes are used to like 60 and up, I like can't go back and play that game. So it's nice that they remastered it. But yeah, I was never like super hardcore into it. I mostly just play with my mom and my friends from school. And then when I moved away, I stopped playing and my mom started playing more MMOs. We didn't really play anymore. Well, yeah, that's what mostly what I remember it. I remember it for. Since my mom is a gamer. The game itself was whatever. It was just playing with my mom was the cool part. I didn't play 3 until it came out on Switch, because that one had controller support. Oh, really? Is that only in the mod, or, is that only in the mod, or in the base version? Oh, you have to tell me how to do that. Can you, DM me how to do that? I'm curious. That looks sick. Oh, that one's a clone move. play with. Oh shit! Alright, let's see what I can come up with that. Oh man, I got the ideas forming. Underrated style play game right here. Oops. So apparently some people got banned for using mods on this, but then like, there's obvious cheaters. Now I'm hearing conflicting reports, because I guess some people have unlocked the DLC early, because Bamco was stupid enough to put all of it in the patch. So people got banned for that, but then I saw some other people get banned too. I really think those people were just sympathy farming on Reddit. Like they were using an unlock code to get the DLC, which, on one hand, it shouldn't already be in the game. You should have to download something for it, but I guess doing that and connecting online is not a very smart thing to do. Yeah, most of the mods for this game was just kind of quality of life stuff. But, they actually took some feedback from the mod and they added that stuff to the game, which I think is really cool. Because, like, the most popular mod for this game was not cheating. It was basically just, making it so getting rid of your loot wasn't so much of a pain. But then they just added that to the game. I think that's pretty nice. But yeah, this game needs, like, more modes. It needs better loot and better chase items. This game is, like, fashion first and gameplay second. Now, I've put up some stylish videos of this game, and other people have as well, but it's definitely not the focus. Replay value is just kind of not really there, unless you're a Gundam fan, or you have a very creative mind and you can make cool robots and stuff. Other than that, there's not really much meat to this game. Apparently it sold really well, so I hope that they will add more stuff to it. It definitely needs some more meat in its bones. The builds are very boring. I mean, that build I have, I'm basically invincible. Like, I can't die. Unless I get stuck in a projectile for like 10 seconds. I'm like invincible. They definitely could use more interesting builds and stuff, but as a style play game, you kinda gotta treat it like Orochi. The game is very easy. It's too easy, but you know, if you don't need games to be ball-crushing difficult to have fun with them, there's still a lot of fun to be had with it. But as an action RPG, it's kind of bunk. Well, I think I'm gonna try to get some rest. Actually, I might install this Diablo mod and see if I like it, and I might come back, but no promises. My eyes are starting to get kind of heavy, so I'll see how I feel. Let me look at this stuff you posted in Discord, and I'll see if I want to come back. I'll see you guys later.